man?
Yo, how you doing, man?
Hey, good, good. I was trying, man. You know what? I wanted to take the call on my computer, um, but I realized I didn't have Zoom downloaded on it. I don't know if it'll make a difference for you guys or not if it's on my computer versus my phone.
Oh no, it
Nah.
shouldn't. It shouldn't make a difference. You coming in clear.
Okay, okay, cool, perfect.
So just to be straight, you go by Fame, right?
Yep, yep, I do.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. So
One
yeah.
second, I'm gonna grab this little tripod thing right
Yeah,
quick so
yeah,
I
yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem. Take your
can do
time.
that. Y'all doing all right though, man?
Yeah, we're doing pretty well. We're out in LA, so just
Yeah,
enjoying
I
the
know. I
nice.
realized I got the
nice
time difference mixed up, man. I was on here like 11 o'clock.
Oh, sorry
And
about
I was
that.
like, oh, no, it's all cool, man. Because I looked back at the email and I was like, oh yeah, it said Pacific Standard Time, so that's on me. But I'd rather be early than late,
early,
so
yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
get a little redo at it.
What part of Atlanta are you in?
I am just outside of Atlanta, so I'm about 20 minutes north of Atlanta,
Okay.
uh, Marietta area.
Oh yeah, Marietta. Yeah, I got a couple friends down there, and then my granddad he has a house out in Stone Mountain. So I go out there. I've been out there like two or three times.
Okay, yeah, man. I love the city, man. I was born and raised in Atlanta, but I try to stay away from the city a little bit sometimes, man. Get a little
Get a little hectic.
Yeah, man. Older I get, I got family. Which one of my kids may make an appearance. It's almost like inevitable at this point. Like somebody gonna pop up, somebody gonna hit somebody or bite somebody or do something. So
Nah,
might
that's
get
good, man.
another guest on the show.
That's good. We welcome everybody. So yeah, so the way that is gonna go, we're streaming it live on Twitch. So
Okay.
uh Dev could probably drop. He can
Yeah, I'll
drop
drop
the
you. I'll drop you the link right now in chat.
yeah. Yeah, he'll drop the link in the chat. But yeah,
Okay.
what we're gonna do is basically like we're gonna ask you questions about your like experiences, your
Mm-hmm.
life, and really just like jump into it. And like we tell everybody, just feel free and open as you can because our main goal is just like to highlight Black creatives and bring exposure to y'all because we realize like this whole culture is built off of Black creatives, and so like we
Yeah,
want to
true.
highlight and showcase that. And then we're also in April we'll be releasing the Blink Social Marketplace, and that's going to be a place where individuals can find Black creatives and hire them directly through our site and everything. So
Yeah, I saw that. I like that. That's a good idea, man. It's a good
yeah.
kind of like a social platform, also like a freelance market kind of deal.
Mhm.
Exactly. And then that way, because like what we realized was everybody always is like searching on Twitter and Instagram talking about, hey, I need a Black photographer, a Black videographer, or a Black graphic designer. And it's just like, why isn't there one centralized place for this? Like it's just like it should be one centralized place where you come
True.
find these people and be cool. So that's one thing that we're big on.
Yeah,
And then
I can definitely give you guys some input on that as well. I mean, once y'all get to that point where y'all are looking for actual input as far as some of the stuff that people like me deal with, like for
right.
instance, just inquiries,
Yeah.
have some sort of setup for that. Like it could be like a one-click thing, like how much is your budget? Because that's the thing, that's the number one question I get all the time. How much do you charge for this? How much do you charge for that? But it depends,
Okay, yeah, we
you
definitely
know.
after this, we definitely going to have to reconnect with you
Yeah.
and get your advice on that things because that's one thing that we've been doing like thus far, like through our testing and building out the platform. We want to make
Hmm.
sure that for the creatives, it tailors to their needs because
Right.
a lot of these other sites like Fiverr and Upwork, they're not really tailored to the needs of the seller. So we want to make sure we're doing
Right.
a good job at that. And then also
Yeah.
like the reason why we do these interviews is because we want to we want people to get to know the person that they're actually like it may be able to book and may be able to see. So
True.
like because
Hmm.
you just clicking on a profile, you don't get to know nobody. You
Right.
just clicking on a
Especially, creators, or producers really. Um, Sometimes we can be a little bit introverted and you
Right.
don't really think post pictures of myself. I should post videos of myself. That's not your first go to. So then you don't even realize people are like, oh man, I didn't even know what you look like. I didn't even know who you were. Especially if you want to meet them in person. So that's one thing I had to start doing is posting pictures of myself. I don't do it too much because I want my platform to be my portfolio. I don't want it to be
Right.
about me. But people still, they want to connect, know you, trust you, especially a lot of people like working with you for the first time.
Yeah, and you hit it right on the head, the nail right on the head. Like it doesn't have to be all the time, but the occasional picture like here and there, it's just like okay, it shows that you're human. Like almost,
Right.
yeah.
They give you social proof.
Yeah.
People know who you are and they see you with other people. They're like, okay, well, he must be doing something. I mean, working with certain people.
Yep. So okay, the way we're gonna start it off is I've kind of written out like an intro
Okay.
that I'm gonna introduce you, and then like
Okay.
and then after that we'll just go back and forth into dialogue and conversation and like it's going to be very free flowing like you said, like feel free to be yourself, you can cuss, you can do whatever makes you feel comfortable.
All right, cool, perfect, man. I'm with it.
Cool, Dev. We good to stream?
Yeah, we're good to go. We're live right now.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna give a countdown and then we'll start it off. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, my name is Darcel Edwards. I'm the founder and CEO of Blink Social. You're now tuned in My Zone.
Hi, everybody. My name is Devin Fusilier. I'm the co-host in My Zone, COO of Blink Social. I appreciate everybody tuning in with us today.
So, In My Zone is a series where we showcase and highlight Black creators by highlighting their work and experiences. In this episode today, we have Fame. Fame is a photographer and videographer based out of Atlanta, Georgia. Fame does it all from wedding videos, marketing videos, private events, parties, you name it. Welcome, Fame. We appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. I really got respect for what you guys are doing too, man, because there's not too many people out there that are pushing a platform for, the producers of the content. Usually people push platforms to promote the artists and things like that, man. So I appreciate y'all having me on here.
Yeah, no problem, man. Like that's one of our biggest things is like we want to showcase and highlight the ones making it. Cause like you said, like it like I see it all the times. Like you see these Black shows, but the ones behind the camera or behind in the sets, they're not Black. And I was just like, like that doesn't make sense. So let's try to create something that like where we can get more exposure and get this show our talent out there.
Definitely.
Yeah, we need that, man. We do.
Definitely.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about where you're from and how you got started in this industry?
So I was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Not outside of Atlanta, not, an hour outside or nothing like that, like literally downtown Atlanta, Grady Hospital. And the way I got my start, my background is really in audio production. So I started off rapping, which led me to making my own beats and engineering. Then I had a recording studio. Like music was my life. Like some people still to this day know me for just doing music. I've actually been doing video for production for about 3 years now, full time. My last job was actually in a music store that I got fired from because just mentally I just wasn't, there. I had, my best friend got killed in a car wreck. So it was some stuff that just spaced me out and I was just over it. I don't know if you've ever been into something and then you get a job in that same field, you're not really into it anymore. So if you really love music production and you get a job at a music store, it's like all of a sudden you just don't even want to do music. You don't want to hear about it. You may be, troubleshooting all these other people's problems, stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you kind of just checked out. So I ended up getting a camera. It was my first professional style camera because I really love photography, but I had to choose, do you want to do videos or photos? And that's what led me to saying, okay, I think the video is where it is. And doing music production and engineering, I was already used to being behind the computer. I was used to editing, spending all those days in the studio. And my connections were already in the music industry. So it wasn't too much for me to start reaching out to people that was already in the field that I worked in to just get, projects jump started.
That's really dope. And especially like hearing that music kind of like sparks you into that because like even looking at a lot of your work is all like revolved around like music. So what has been some of your influences from like music, hip hop, rap? Like what has been some of your your influences that reflect in your work?
Definitely timing. If you look at my videos, everything is cut to the beat. And if you understand music, like it can be, you know, even in between little beats and hits, like you'll see certain things, transitions. Like that's the most important thing to me is the timing. I feel like timing is everything. And then at the same time, lighting to me is very important. But you know, that's another thing. But for me, the timing, the rhythm, the flow of everything. Like if you have me do a video for you, especially if it's like an event or something, I have to have the music first. I can't even
Right.
get started. I can't even think about it. And then if you decide, I don't really like that track, let's try something different. I have to recut it. I have to put everything back in time with that track. So for music, that's definitely, you know, the biggest influence.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's dope. And like when I even watch videos, like I like to see the movements match the beat of the song because it just
Mm-hmm.
makes it more. If it makes it feel more inviting, more in tune. And like I've seen
Mm-hmm.
videos where it's absolutely the opposite, and that's just like, man, like what was y'all doing on this? So
Yeah.
It'll throw you off.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I definitely see that from a viewer standpoint is just like matching it up to the beat and timing it. And then it also teaches you to be like diligent and like kind of like making sure that everything is your cuts are nice and precise and
Mm-hmm.
that it's all flowing together. So I really applaud you on that because that takes a lot of patience as well.
It takes an eye too, and it also takes a little bit of thinking ahead because not only is it important for the timing, important for the rhythm of the actual music that you cut into,
Right.
but it's also important for the clips. Like, what do you bring up next? Is it time for that? Should I wait? Should I cut to something else? You know what I mean? So with those two things running in parallel, the rhythm and also the timing in which you present the next clip is really important.
Yeah, that's dope. So how did you get the name Fame and like you all your stuff is shot by Fame? How'd you get that name?
Mm-hmm. So fame actually came. I used to rap in high school. You know,
Mhm.
I still do dabble a little bit. My fiance is actually a singer. Um, I still produce music. I'm actually a videographer for the company Chaotica, which is a music product. It's like a capsule that goes on a microphone,
Oh,
like a portable sound booth. And that's one of the reasons I feel like they chose me to be a part of the company is
oh wow.
because of my background in audio production. I really have a good understanding of it and how it works. Like when it comes to having to do audio on a project, I love it because a lot of videographers feel a little bit intimidated, you know,
Right.
behind that. But it started for me in music and rapping, battle rapping, freestyling, and stuff like that. And I got that nickname because, you know, a lot of people, they used to be like, you know me for just rapping. They're like, man, this dude think he famous or something. You know, you think he Mr. Fame or whatever, you know, and then a couple people would start, you know, joking around, calling me that and stuff like that. And it kind of just stuck, you know,
Right.
from high school days. And then you know, you get on social media when it came around because, you
Hmm.
know, I don't know how old y'all are, but you know, I remember it wasn't no social media. It was like
Yeah,
a couple
no.
of sites. I remember it was Black Planet. I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like that was it. MySpace. Okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you had to come up with some sort of, you know, screen name. And I already had my artist name and stuff too, just from, you know, putting out a couple mixtapes and projects and stuff like that. So Fame has been there since, you know, from the beginning, you know, put in a username. I'm like, I ain't put my name on here. So, you know,
Yeah.
I might as well just use that. That's been it, you know what I mean, from day one.
Yeah, that's dope. And like you kind of create a name that everybody's gonna always remember. And like
Hmm.
that's just like, oh yeah, I know Fame. Like, yeah, he's dope.
Well, you know what? So, so to that point as well, I had another like Instagram and stuff like that for my music before I
Uh-huh.
even started doing video. So when I started doing people's videos, I started at a little open mic thing in Atlanta because you know, like I said, my connects were in the music business. So I reached out to a few of them. I see them around the area, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, come through to this spot or whatever." So I went there, started filming that, which is really cool because I got to see a lot of artists come up, you know, before they really got that name in the space. And
Right.
that was a really cool experience. But my connections were in the music, you know, industry, so that kind of helped pushed it, you know, a little bit further.
So what was your first gig where you knew like, man, like, okay, I'm good at this or like
Yeah.
I'm gonna take this serious?
That's a good question because I'm not gonna lie. For anybody who's trying to get into this field, man, sorry about that. I had a call coming in. For
Yeah.
anybody that's trying to get into this field, don't feel like you have to jump right into it and be good. I had my camera sitting around for like 6 months before I actually, got out there and started doing something with it. I was still working at the music store. Me getting fired was a blessing, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I got fired right before I had some vacation time because my friend had passed. I had to go down to a thing for him in Miami. But I got fired. They came in and said, "Man, we love you here, but you're not performing. We gotta let you go." And I had my vacation time, thankfully, so I was still getting paid for that week, and I was doing a little bit of web design too, so I kind of had some money from coming in from that. But I'm sorry, what was the question?
So
Yeah,
I said, what was your first gig that like?
Oh yeah. Okay. So with that whole situation, I wasn't working. So the thing was, like I said, it was a blessing I got fired because it forced me out into that space. So people don't need to feel like, okay, I have to get this big gig. I have to do this, whole project. I started with little things. You also got to be creative. So I had a buddy of mine, he was doing music. I said, hey man, because I was kind of decent. I was going to the car shows and I was editing little videos saying there. So I said, look, I just need to practice. You think I could shoot like a little bit of a video for you? I just need a clip, man. I don't need nothing much. Maybe I could just shoot a hook and a verse for you. And he was like, yeah. I was like, but hey, if you want me to do the whole thing, maybe you can throw me like $100. So obviously he like, well, yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the whole video. So that's kind of where it started, me just doing little things here and there. Networking. It's never really like a big thing that hits you right in the face. It's little things that you kind of add up on because that credibility is going to bring you into a situation. But one thing that kind of made me say, because I mean, at this time I didn't have a job, so that was my job.
Right.
Even if I was barely making any money. But the thing that really made me say, "Oh shit!" Like something could really happen from this. I did like a little birthday party video. My son was at my cousin's, birthday party. They had their little not remote control cars, the cars they ride in.
Right.
And all the kids had them. So I was like, man, I'm just sitting here. I got my camera and stuff in the car. Let me just film this little birthday party. If you look way back on the beginning of my Instagram, you'll see that video for that birthday party. I just posted it. I was like, okay, whatever. We'll see what happens. So his wife was on Instagram and referred me to another guy who was like, hey, I need somebody to come out and shoot something for me for my birthday party. So I'm like, I don't know nothing about that. I ain't really been out to no clubs and stuff like that. So it was a popular strip club in Atlanta called Onyx. And if I'm not mistaken, QC just bought that club. I think Pete from QC just bought that club. They're about to reopen it and bring it back.
That's where they're gonna have the stripper bowl down there.
So I started in Onyx and it was a little rough, man. It was a little rough. I got, not physically, but I got beat up in there a lot, money wise, time wise. Like I tell people, I went through the trenches with this stuff, and I ain't just talking about like, oh man, I had to work hard. No, I was really like in the streets, like, look at some of my videos. You're like, damn, this thing be going to some sketchy places. But you got to, man. That's where the gold is at. But so working in Onyx, I made a connection, and so a guy named Bam, he's the one who brought me into Onyx, and it was rough around the edges. And I'll tell you, my first day there, it's a story I tell people all the time, man, because it's still one of the most impactful, crazy stories. I'm in there filming. I don't really know nothing about this stuff. This is my first time really in there. You got to kind of be on the low with it with the strippers because some of them is like, nigga, don't put me on camera. What are you doing? I don't know you. So you kind of got to figure out how to make it happen because you're making a promo for them. Like, this is ultimately going to bring customers to them. So, I didn't really have my filming etiquette. And that's definitely something a lot of people have to learn. There's an etiquette to this. So I got my lights. So the promoter's like, hey, 2 Chainz is about to pull up, make sure you get him. He didn't really tell me, like, he didn't give me no type of approach because he's not me. He's just like, just do whatever you got to do to get the shot. So I'm just like, all right, cool. So 2 Chainz come in the club and, I got my light out, my camera and all this type of stuff. And I didn't see what was going on because I'm into my, like, for instance, if you into something really, like you're in a video game or whatever you do and your mom's calling you or something, you're not thinking about that. You locked into the game. Like, I'm in the zone. So that's how I was. Well, next thing you know, I feel his security grabbing me and I'm like, I'm looking up and 2 Chainz, and I'm not saying this for any type of clout or none of that stuff. I'm just telling my, my story. But 2 Chainz is trying to like hit me with his crutch because he was on crutches back then. He just got out the wheelchair because he had surgery.
Yeah.
And I look up and this nigga got a crutch coming at me, security guard. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I look up for my camera. 2 Chainz like, hey man, like turn off that light, turn off, what I'm saying, doing something. Because a lot of people now that I know, they don't like these bright lights and stuff like that. So with that going on, I'm like, oh shit. So I stopped my camera and I'm like, all right. He walked off, everything was cool, whatever. So I get home later that night and I'm looking back at the footage and I see him doing like this like 3 or 4 times, but I didn't see it because I'm locked into my shot. I didn't see him saying, yo, man, cut the camera off. And next thing you know, I got crutch coming at me. And I still got the footage. I got the shot and everything from that. But that was my first learning experience. Like, bro, be aware of your surroundings, have an understanding with, certain people. Because sometimes I'll tell a person, like, I give them thumbs up, like, you cool, whatever. They'll be cool. And I saw another person actually experience the same thing. One time I was at a club, Future came in. And I've been doing it for a little bit at that time. And he's coming in, I'm cool, we all good. This girl comes with a bright ass light right in the dude's face, man. And it's Future. So, these people, they top level. So it's a wrap. So then security like, y'all, cameras off, lights off, back up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God damn it. Like, I'm like, girl, like,
you messed it up for everybody.
Right. But I'm like, I got to get my shots, man, because this is what I do. Like, people are paying me for this. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like a hitman. Like, you hire a hitman. I don't care what you got to do. Nigga, you better hide in a dumpster. Like, I need this taken care of. So it's like, I'm going to do whatever I got to do. You know what I mean? So that's how that works.
Yeah, man. And like one thing that I'm hearing for you, like you make it happen. So like how important is it to be like resourcefulness and use some like ingenuity to get some shots and kind of just figure it out?
You have to. One thing, the biggest advantage for me is I'm taller than everybody. I'm 6'6". So I'm stepping up. I'm getting my shot. I might have to get in front of you or whatever because I'm not thinking. Now, I don't disrespect people, but I have to get my shot. That's the way I see it in my mind. It's like, regardless of anything. Hey, y'all go out there with Alex, okay? Go play. Yeah, I know that was gonna come here. I got twins too. They're two, so they gon' they roll together. They're like we busting. They rolling. Getting on the show. So yeah, man, that's the thing. Like, you gotta be independent to the point where you can't have any type of excuses. So I had another client that I worked with. Sometimes these people, imagine if you meet Jay-Z or somebody, you at the mall or y'all in the elevator. In your mind that his time is valuable. And if I say anything, I need to figure this shit out. Like, fuck, do I promote my business? Do I be like, yo, I love Dirt Off My Shoulders. That's my favorite song. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to plan this out. So that's the thing. Like, these people, when you get on the phone with them, for instance, and Fabulous has been one of my favorite rappers since I was rapping. And I had the opportunity to work with him multiple times. And one time he called me and I was like, I'm like, oh shit, nigga. He's like, yo, what up, it's Fab. And I'm like, what's up? this is after this big party that we had just filmed. It's a big pool party. It's on my page. It's one of my favorite videos, one of my most memorable, highly viewed, videos. But he called me. He wanted to give me the details for the video. Like, got nothing but love for Fab. Incredible artist, dope dude, all that. Master with words. But when I tell you, talking to this nigga on the phone, he was just like, yo, the video, so, and what I'm saying, all the shots and stuff, like that. We want to have it, just put all the things, like, and just have it. It's, just that's how we need to have it. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. Like, I got you. In my head, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga saying? Like, I'm like, this nigga got the most incredible bars in the game, but I can't even make sense of what he's talking about. I'm like, nah, bro, I got you. We're gonna make it happen. He's like, yeah. So, just, I know you're gonna do what you gotta do and stuff like that, but but I didn't want to be like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, I can't hear you. Are you cut? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to waste his time and stuff like that. Because when you get certain people, so basically to a point, you got to figure it out. Right. You just got to have an intuition and understand, like, I don't know what he said. I'm just going to make the dopest video I can. And if he had to hit me back, hopefully he don't, then he'll, he'll just have to do that. But it's been times people just like, yo, we going to a private airport, just meet us over there. It's such and such, all right, cool. We're going to highlight you. We in New York. We're going to be getting on a jet soon. And then they hang up and it's just like, fuck, how am I gonna I don't got no details because I don't know if you ever been to a private airport. It ain't like no fucking gates and boarding numbers and this and that. You get the plane number or the tail number, I think they call it. And that's it. You gotta go figure that shit out, bro. Like you get on Google. Like I be going on people's Instagram stories and trying to see where they parked at or where they was at. It's like a puzzle. But you want to make it look, as effortless as possible, and that helps because they don't want to deal with people like, hey man, where you at? Or where do I park at? Or how do I get in the gate and this and that? Like, man, you better jump over the gate or do what you got to do and just, what I'm saying, pull up. It's on you.
Yeah, because they definitely they already have all these other problems, so they don't want you to be coming to them with another problem. Like it's just and especially when you're trying to make it happen and get put on, you got to figure it out. Like you got to become resourcefulness and use some smarts, and that's why I'm a big advocate of common sense, and common sense ain't all the time common. Like you can't wait for somebody to give you every direction or call them when you need something. Like you got to figure it out. So I applaud you on that.
I appreciate it, man.
So what has who has been some of your biggest influences that you have been able to learn from in this game and kind of giving you tips and tricks to be successful?
I would honestly, I'm just gonna have to say experience. And I know it sounds crazy because it's like one of those things where people are like, how do I get a credit card? You gotta have good credit. Well, how do I get good credit if I don't got a credit card? You know what I mean? It's like one of those type of situations. How do I get experience if I can't get experience? Well, I'll tell you. One example, I had my camera set up. I had never shot a wedding before. Actually, I did. I kind of butchered it. But it was a long time ago.
Right.
It was for a friend, and they knew it. We're gonna roll the dice. But years later, after I had been filming in clubs, and I had a lot of stuff together. A buddy of mine, he was a DJ. He had a DUI, so I would drive him to his weddings. He would pay me to drive him to the gigs, help him set up his speakers, stuff like that, and I would chill. So I was like, "Hey man, the wedding you going to? Did they have a videographer?" He was like, "I don't know. I got asked." So he asked, and he was like, "I think they just got a photographer." And I was like, "You think that'd be cool if I film it?" He was like, "Man, I really don't know, because I don't have their direct number." So I was like, "You ever heard of saying, what does it say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission."
I live by that all the time.
That's what I did. I went out there and I filmed a whole wedding. And they didn't probably think nothing of it, but I'm telling you, it came out dope. They actually paid me too, because this is what I do. You got to be in a business mindset, and me I'm from the east side of Atlanta, and that's like hustle. Like you go over there, you don't know what you're doing, you're getting got, like whatever it is, and that mentality is definitely in me. So for what I did with this situation, I put them together like a little 60-second clip and all the highlights. And I knew what that was going to do. It was going to make them say, "Hey, do you have any more? Like, we really like it." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I do have some more clips. I wasn't expecting to film the whole wedding and stuff." I'm like, I think they paid me like $600.
Wow.
And they were like, I was like, I have more footage. I could edit it together, make it look like, I got to find some time to do it. But we came in on that price, and they were like, "Yeah, that's definitely worth it." Because I'm like, why wouldn't you want a video? Like, especially if you've seen it. And if they saw only that 1 minute clip, okay, that's fine. And if they loved it and they weren't willing to pay for anything else, cool. I got that for my portfolio. Let's keep it moving. But they liked it a lot. And I have my drone out there and everything. Like I filmed it like they paid me up front. But that's an example of how you get experience when you don't have experience. Be cool about it. Don't go, what I'm saying, like crashing those places. Make sure you got, and you fill it out a little bit and know that it's going to be cool. But that's experience is I mean, people influence me in other ways, but as far as doing this, I didn't really have anybody that was, because I already came in with a lot of experience editing, being in the studio and stuff, owning businesses. So I wasn't really looking to be an understudy, or because some people I would outshine them either way, like, you know what I mean, just by getting out there, getting to it. My audio may be a lot better, whatever it was. But as far as the videography stuff, I really didn't have very many influences, aside from like YouTube and, watching that type of stuff. But I would have to pick and choose little things from every person. It wasn't one person who I was like, "Yo, this dude got it all. Like, he got it figured out." Because some of it I'd be like, it ends at a certain point for me. I'm like, yeah, he cool up until this point, but I'll look to this person for that thing, and I'll look to this person for that thing, and just figure it out as I went.
So how do you prepare for these different type of like events? Like you talked about being in the club and then doing weddings. Like how different and how similar and how do you have to prepare for these things?
One thing, make sure you got your camera batteries charged. Make sure you got your memory cards ready to go, bro. I'm trying to tell you. You think it won't happen to you, but it will. You better have that stuff ready to go, bro. I'm trying to tell you, because you'll be like, I know, I swear to God, I know I got this memory card in here somewhere, and you will be shit out of luck. Like, you definitely got to be ready to improvise and have some backup plans. But to save yourself from a lot of that stress, get a little bag, man. Keep that stuff in there, portable chargers and extra memory cards and like whatever you can have just in case. Man, just trust me, save yourself some stress and just get that stuff. But it depends on the project. So for instance, I used to have this Ronin. It's a stabilizer I used to use. Had the two big handles, and that was my first one. So I was using that thing for everything. And yo, it's heavy, it's big, it's bulky, you know. But I would film in the club with it, like, because I could hold it up like this over everybody's heads and like walk through the crowd. Now that wasn't really a big deal for me, but that's what I had. That's before the newer ones came out, which is what I use now.
Like
and that
Wayne.
other one is in the closet, like might as well be a coffin because that thing ain't coming out. But so for instance, I would use that at certain events, but then when I do bigger events that I know it's gonna be packed, I'm like, I'm not bringing that. So I would have to get a certain kind of like handle bracket system where I'm just going handheld. But you got to prepare for each one. You know, if you know, all right, cool, I'm going to this packed place. I've been there before where I thought, oh, I'm gonna bring this, and it's literally nowhere for me to walk. Like I can't even move, and people are in there that packed, they paid, you know, they annoyed, like, nigga, what is this damn robot you got in my face, bro? Like, can you move? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, shoulders burning, trying to hold this thing up. So you gotta, you know, mentally prepare, physically prepare. And for weddings and stuff like that's a little bit different. So I like to get more of a cinematic kind of feel. So definitely stabilizers. I try to keep everything in one bag to the point where I can just be in and out of that one bag and carry it around with me as I go.
Right.
So I don't like to have like a bunch of backpacks and stuff all over the place. For another project I did, which was like a business kind of video series for this woman, I actually had an idea where I got one of those big storage containers, the big clear ones, and I was like, I need a microphone, I need this, I need wireless, I need like all this stuff, and I was just like, I don't want to forget anything, so I was throwing everything in that, and it worked good because I could pick it up, move it, sit it down. It's
Right.
clear, so you can look through the side of it and kind of go through it. So, you know, you want to be innovative, you know, to an extent too.
I feel that. What has been your favorite like project that you have worked on? I know you mentioned the that pool party earlier. What has been your favorite one that you like man, I really had a good time and everything went like according to plan?
So the pool party was really cool. It was really fun. It was amazing. Allen Iverson is another person I really looked up to when I was younger, and he was also at the pool party. But I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Ruggs. I don't know if y'all know who Mr. Ruggs is. He definitely put me in place for a lot of stuff, and he also gave me the opportunity to just do my thing because he's well respected in the industry. He's like, you know, Fab's one of Fab's really good friends, you know what I'm saying, for forever. He's from Brooklyn. He's a big influence in Atlanta too. But he put me in place for a lot of different things that let me just, you know, he didn't bother me. He just was like, all right, cool. This is the next thing coming up. This is the next thing coming up. And I don't hear from him till like the next thing that come up. Like, cause I show up, I do my thing, you know, we get the finances and stuff, you know, in order. And I don't hear from him. He just posts a video. He don't, you know, as simple as that. But he was played a big role in a lot of the stuff that you know, that I've done. My bad. Again, what was the question? I do that. I try to fill in all the blanks and like.
No, I was just saying, what was your like best gig or your favorite gig that you got the most out of?
And that's why I got sidetracked at the part. But yeah, I just like to pay, you know, homage to where it's due.
No,
so,
definitely.
Of course.
So that was one event, but I will say, and I tell everybody this who asks me that, there's an artist that's coming out of Atlanta. He goes by the name of Glock God. He and I met on a video shoot that I was doing for another artist. I saw in him right away that first video that we did. I was like, this dude's special, man, because not only, you know, the people that talk about this stuff in their songs, I was right there. I'm like, niggas not lying. You can see it on his face. You can see it on his face. Like, yo, this dude telling real stories. So my favorite stuff to shoot are his videos. And another reason why is till this day, shout out Deontay Wilder. To this day,
to this day,
to this day, I have never heard one of his songs before we showed up to do the video.
Wow.
We pull up and you look at his videos, bro. That's some of the most epic. Like, I love these videos, man, because it's so real. I've never seen anything more authentic on any project that I've done. I get a lot of people, you know, videos that I do, and they're like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is a song. This is my idea. He say, I ain't gonna talk like he talk, because y'all not gonna be able to understand it. Y'all don't know what the fuck is this nigga talk about. And I'm from Atlanta, and sometimes I don't even understand what he says. But he just said, hey man, Fame, pull up. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to do. I want to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Just pull up. I'm like, what time you want to do? You know, he like, I don't know, whenever, man. Just, you know. So I'm like, cool. And we pull up. Well, the first time I hear the song is when he ready to record. He like, all right, cool, man. I'm ready. You ready? I'm like, yeah. And I hear it record. He play the song and he do the song. And every time the song is a fucking, like, just
a banger.
on point, bro. Yeah, I wish I could just play these videos right now, bro, because the videos are that incredible, man. Like, these are like real movies. I can't even explain to y'all how authentic this is. These ain't no sets. I ain't gonna get into the other stuff, but these aren't sets. This is real life. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, Glock God, GLOCCGOD. Go look him up, man, because y'all gonna really understand what I'm talking about. But I've shot all of his videos. I probably shot like 9 videos for him. And every time it's a dope outcome. Every time the song is dope. Every time it's a real authentic type of situation. He trusts me. And that's one of the things I like to build is trust with these people, especially people who be close to the streets, because they don't really know, like, you know, what intentions you have. But right. I've worked alongside some people who I've kind of went through some stuff. And then at the end of that, they're like, yo, I fuck with you. I fuck with you, bro, because we just went through some shit. And I can tell you, 1, you ain't shook. And 2, you still ready to just keep the shit going. And I ain't trying to expose nobody. You know what I'm saying? I've been around some celebrities who, you know, some things have popped up and I could have been like, oh shit, TMZ, I'm about to get a check. But it's not about that for me. It's not, you know what I'm saying? And people like that. But his videos, man, they like movies. Like, for instance, we did this song for he and an artist that signed the 2 Chainz. And when we went in the gas station, this was when I first started working on it. So I didn't really understand some of this stuff. He walking in the gas station and stuff like that. I'm like, oh yeah, cool. All right, we in the gas station, we filming. He jumped up on the counter and was like doing his song and still performing. I'm like, this nigga's on the counter in the gas station. Yo, oh shit, this nigga on the counter, bro. Like, yo, that shit tripped me out. I was like, and it was epic though. It was perfect. It wasn't no weirdness to it. It wasn't like one bit of second guessing. Like, you thought this nigga was at his house, like, right. You know, jumping up on there, rapping, and the stuff he talk about is real. And another thing, the circle of people that he keep around him. I have been shooting his videos for like maybe like 2 years now. And I'm starting to realize now that these are all the same people. When I go back and watch an old ass video, I'm like, oh, that's him. You know, because I started to learn their names and who they are now. Because before I'm just going, right. I'm locking in on him and what we doing and stuff. I'm like, yo, these are all the same people that's been around. You know what I mean? And I love that, man. Like how authentic he is. And he tell me, bro, like, ain't nobody else shooting none of my videos, bro. Nobody. I shot his gender reveal for his son. I shot the baby shower for his son. And I was supposed to shoot his son's first birthday, but, you know, the schedule conflict, you know, came up or whatever. But, you know, everything he need me to do, he already know I'm on it. He like, all you got to do is call me. We don't even talk about prices, bro.
That's love.
We don't even talk about prices. He just like pull up. And I'm be like, hey, yo, how much we going to do or how much? He like, yo, I'm going to cash up you or whatever, bro. He cannot pay me. I don't even care. Yeah. Because that's just the you know, kind of bond and stuff that we built, the history that we built. But those are my favorite videos to shoot, bro, because I love it. Like, for instance, he spent like $4,000 on fireworks last year, bro. I felt like I was in Bangladesh or some shit, like a third world country. Yo, this shit was going. I'm gonna send y'all some video clips just so y'all can know, because I got footage for everything I talk about. But yo, when I tell you for like 2 hours straight, bro, I felt like it was like like crazy. I'm talking about like stadium fireworks. Like these niggas done went and bought some fucking like, and we in the middle of the hood, bro. I'm talking about the middle of the projects, bro. Doing this. I'm gonna send you the video, and you're gonna see the look on my face. Like, I'm like, no, they did. And then another one to go up and it's like all across the sky, kids running rocket launchers and crazy.
That's funny as hell. Like, that's dope though. That's
bro,
dope.
Man, I wish I went on my phone right now. Like, I literally put this thing up to the screen because it was just like that incredible, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that. Like, he just like, yo, pull up, we're gonna do this. And when I tell you he brought out all these fireworks and shit, bro. Then another time we shot another video we shot. I don't know what happened to him. I'm just like, you good, bro? And he like, yeah, I'm good. I'm all right, cool. I ain't gonna get into details, but he had these bandages on him and stuff. Like, I don't know what happened to him. I can't even tell you. This is what I think happened. I don't fucking know what happened to him. But he had these bandages and stuff, and like he didn't have his shirt on and stuff. He had his arm and stuff was like he had got cut or something. And I'm just like, all right, as long as you good. He was like, yeah. And it's another thing. When I tell you, when I pulled up, was nobody outside. When he made one call, about 30, 40 people outside.
He pulled up.
Look, this one of the videos of a clip of the video. That's him with the bandages and stuff on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we straight shot the video, bro, and it came out like a movie. You know what I'm saying? Like he just in the middle of the hood, like bandaged up, don't give a fuck, bro. And we bro, that video was on point. Everything we've ever done, man. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally on here, he driving it. He ain't even just sitting there. Like these just little screenshots, but that's my homie, bro. Like his stuff is just so on the spot. Like you never know like what you're gonna get, and that's the thing. Like he just trusts me with Division 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's him just riding and just doing his thing, man. But that's my favorite stuff to shoot, man, is working with him. You know what I'm saying? People who just give me my freedom to do what I need to do and just trust me. Don't ask no questions. Don't say, hey man, you think you could? Nah, it's just, hey bro, pull up. We're gonna shoot.
Yeah, and that's super dope because like you said, like most people they be put in that situation, they be like, man, I ain't fucking with this nigga no more. But you with it, like you like, oh shit, like all right, we gonna get that done, get it done, and like it just shows that you're reliable and trustworthy. So that's hella dope.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we linked in South by Southwest too the year before last because I was out there, he was out there. I didn't know he was even out there. I was like, yo, you in Texas? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, obviously we got to shoot something. And it's been one of my favorite videos that we shot, man. Like just the way that it came together to be in another state. Like I was super excited to shoot that video. And it came out so dope, man. His message and his songs too. Like it ain't just like, oh, he's a cool dude or he got, you know, the money to do the projects. But the way this stuff come out, man, it's just, you know, so real, bro.
Yeah.
Like the message that he talk about match with the visual, like, man, to be in Texas and to randomly do that, like that video came out real dope.
Yeah, I'm definitely check it out after this. So how's it working with like other artists? Like you mentioned him, like and him being like cool and authentic. Have you ever had a situation where like another artist like ego maybe like big and like they like tripping and it's hard to work with?
Yeah, I left out on a video project like that. A guy, he came, he went from here, you know, he came from out of town. I felt like I was doing a lot to, you know, push the project forward. Another thing about me, like people can come to me and people do this all the time. They come to me, They don't have an idea of what they want to do, not a concept, not a location. They just got a song.
Right.
They send me the song. And with me, I'm gonna figure it out. It's no way in the world we not gonna make a dope video. Like if you want to film a video in a closet, I'm gonna bring my lights. I'm bringing a fog machine. I'm bringing some sort of prop. I'm gonna use effects. Everything I can do. So it's no way that I'm gonna end up with a video that's just like, oh, I don't like the way that look or whatever. But so I go above and beyond. You know what I mean to make that happen. But an artist came from out of town and. It was cool up until a certain point. Like he had an Airbnb, you know, I'm driving. I'm like, yeah, I can drive us to a couple locations. I even drove him to the store to get a couple things he wanted to have for the video because he was gonna have some girls come through to this Airbnb. So we going to do all of this different stuff and whatever. And we get back to, no, first of all, this was the first red flag. We go to a gas station or CVS. And there was, sometimes the people working behind the counter, they people too, they can get weird and be annoying or whatever. So he went to go buy a lighter, and the dude was like, I gotta see your ID. He was like, for a lighter? Dude already from out of town. Like, they don't ID people for lighters and stuff. Like, I don't know why this dude was doing that, but who cares? Just give him your ID. So he was like, for a lighter, man, I gotta show you my ID for a lighter. And the guy was like, yeah. And he was like, all right, man, whatever. And give him the ID. He was like, but it's a good fake though, right? He was like, what? He was like, man, I'm just joking, bro. He was like, I can't sell you the lighter now. And dude was a straight up fucking asshole. I ain't gonna lie, but he was like, I can't say the lighter. And I was thinking, what the fuck kind of shit is that? But I ain't saying nothing. I don't care. Go to another store. Go, you know what I'm saying? Figure it out, whatever. So he get all pissed and he like, man, blah, blah, like going off or whatever. So I was like, all right, whatever. So we leave, we go to the Airbnb. And I'm getting this one shot. And it's a lot of technical aspects to filming. A lot of people just don't even understand it. Frame rates and how I plan on doing certain things in post, I can't really explain to you now, but don't worry. You know what I'm saying? You saw my work. You obviously hit me up for a reason. You should be able to trust that I'm gonna, deliver on that.
Right.
But he was like, yo, I don't like how you shooting, I want to do it like this, and I'm like, trust me, it's gonna be cool. Like, I'm gonna do it. He was like, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like it's gonna be right. I'm like, bro, I'm filming your watches on the dresser. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, calm down. So I'm just thinking in my head, like, yo, man, let me just try to get. I hope this shit goes good. And long story short, that was the second red flag. So then these girls come through. It was two girls and it was their friend.
Right.
No, two separate girls. So one girl came by herself and the other girl came with her friend who wasn't in the video. It was just these two girls that are gonna be in the video. So he tried to get ready. We shot a couple of little like B-roll shots. I think he wanted me to take some pictures or something. I'm like, yeah, cool, whatever, we can do that. I ain't tripping. Because I'm one of them kind of people, if you hire me for something, I'm not like, for the most part, on a strict time frame. I'm like, let's just get the content done. So long story short, he tried to figure out what scenes he wanted to do. And the girls was like, oh, let's go film in here. Like, we can pillow fight on the bed or whatever. And then he started saying something about that ain't how I wanted to do it and whatever. Basically, the girl thing got to him. The ego started pumping up and stuff. And I'm like, all right. So I'm like, let me just show you what it looked like and stuff. He's like, I don't really care what it looked like. I just want to do it how I want to do it. So I'm like, all right, bro. Like, I'm trying to like be chill. Like, why is she like flipping like this? So I was like, you know what? Let me show her. Or no, I was like, let me ask the friend who came with the other girl, what she think? She third party. I don't know her. You don't know. She gonna be honest. Right. He said, it ain't her video. I was like, all right, bro. I said, you being extra, you doing too much, man. You know what I'm saying? But he kept going to the point where I couldn't tell if he was trying to resolve it or not. I said, fuck it. I'm out. I started packing up, get my camera, get all my stuff. The girls came out the room like, what is happening out here? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm like, I gotta get out of here before it gets to the next point because you're not trying to resolve the situation. You just keep going further. And then when I'm packing up, you want to act like you don't understand why I'm leaving. Like, I'm not like your girlfriend or something you're going to argue with and talk anyway and just sit around and keep working. Like, right, fuck that, I'm out of here. So, all the stuff in the bag, rolled out. That was it. No money back for him. No video. No nothing. He could have actually resolved it because I gave him the opportunity. I said, look, you can pay me, because he gave me a deposit. I was like, you can pay me the rest. I'll send you the footage. You can do whatever you want with it. But these insecurities started coming out of him. And I don't know if y'all listen to audiobooks and stuff, but there's a really good book called The Laws of Human Nature. And I'm actually listening to that now. And it makes so much sense the way people act out, the way they throw tantrums and stuff, because that's not your first time doing that. It's never really anybody's first time doing anything. You think when Nipsey Hussle slapped that dude, that was his first time slapping somebody? Nigga, no. That was a fucking professional.
Professional backhand.
Yes, nigga. Prepare thyself for the backhand. And he didn't even blink, nigga. Nigga didn't even blink. Shout out Neighborhood Nip. Neighborhood Nip, slack you on the
Yeah.
So that's my thing. Like, when people do things, it's a pattern. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm out of here, bro. I'm not dealing with none of that. And I know somebody who's from where he's from. And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, some dude came out here from. He was like, where he at? What's his name? What's his Instagram? Hell no. Nah. I'm like, bro, chill. Like, we ain't doing all of that. Like, this ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that was the case, he would have made it back down there. You know what I mean? Leave it at that. Like, so it was all good. But yeah, ego can come into play for sure. And the best thing about it is sometimes it's to be resolved.
Right.
You don't like this, I don't like this. Oh, it was a miscommunication. All right, cool. Let's keep it moving. Or my bad. That's on me. Completely my fault. What we need to do to fix it, keep it moving forward. And that's all people want. That's all they want to hear. They're not, we're not in this for no to get our ego stroked and all that type of stuff. That's not
Right.
what we're here for. We're here for to further both of our, situations. So anything else is just a waste of time. You know what I mean? So yeah, that stuff does come into play. And sometimes I just, depending on the approach, I can be quiet about it. It just in my head, I'm like, nah, that's a wrap for this dude. Once I finish this project, because sometimes I don't even want to edit a video. I'm like, look at this ugly ass nigga, bro. I can't stand this nigga. I'm not about to put a dope transition on this car and make you look cool as hell. Nope. You get a straight cut. And all them girls you was with, you get 2 of those shots. I actually did that to a promoter in Atlanta. He was so fucking annoying, bro. Still to this day, bro. He be still calling me, trying to get me to come shoot. Nah. But he came at me real wrong. And it's funny enough because I don't really know who this dude is, but another guy who was working alongside him was there too. And he's the one that sat down, was like, yo, my bad about that, man. Dude tripping and this, that, and the other. And I can defend myself on any level, but I kind of walked into it not really knowing, because he had a problem with what time I was coming to the club. First of all, you didn't hire me. You got nothing to do with me being here. Why does it matter to you? Goes back to the laws of human nature. I get it now. But I had to look at it like, I was like baited into it. Like he was having a conversation. He was like, why you always late to the club, man? You don't like us? And I'm like, nah, man, ain't no person, Well, then he started getting personal about it. Well, why you coming late? You supposed to be here doing. I was like, oh shit, I just got baited in or something. And dude just went up. But it's funny enough, the guy who sat me down and talked to me is in the Guinness Book of Records, biggest produced platinum production. Like he up there. He worked with everybody. Mariah Carey, like anybody you can name. He worked with Beyonce. That goes to show ego. He the one that sat down with me next to me and kept it real with me, man to man. You know what I'm saying? This other dude who I can't really even tell you nothing he did is the one with the biggest ego. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I go. But you gotta, choose. So that was the situation. I think that was one of the last times I actually worked at that spot. But I keep it quiet, and if it's cool. Obviously, if you go to the next level, then hey, it is what it is. But for that situation, I was able to kind of exit, the facility. Didn't have to pull a neighborhood nip, and what I'm saying, kept it going.
What was it? What was it like working with London B from Rhythm and Flow, and also I seen you work with Carl Payne from Martin Cole.
Okay, so London B, shout out London B. I love London B. I don't even, say that about people and artists and stuff like that. But I got nothing but love for London because she's so down to earth, so chill. Just one of the realest people I met, bro. And if you ever watch her interviews and stuff, you can see when you ask her a question, she on it, she witty, you know what I'm saying? She bouncing right back on it in the interviews and stuff because she's authentic. Like when you that real, you don't gotta think of, oh, wait a minute, how did I tell people I was again? Like, oh, I forgot. Like, no, she just that authentic, and she's like a fireball. And that was the thing that made us click as well, is she liked the fact that she didn't have to like give me specific instructions on every single thing I need to do and see if I'm there. Like you see that one video, she's like, damn, I'll pull up to the club, fam. You already right here. I can't even get all the way out the car yet. You already here with the camera. Like, that's all it takes, because sometimes people don't see that aspect. Like I may be somewhere 15, 20 minutes. For instance, today, I showed up to the meeting, at the wrong, time. I showed up at on 11 o'clock my time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. That it happens. But in the world of doing this kind of stuff, like you just wait. So, I was out there probably like 15, 20 minutes early, parking, walking around, seeing what's what, trying to figure out where she's gonna pull up to, all that type of stuff, and peeped it. And you get to work, especially if you shooting stuff like that where you want to get the person pulling up and all that type of stuff. But London, man, nothing but love for London. We did the WAP remix video. I loved it. She trusts me enough. We filmed that at her house. We set up the whole set, the whole scenes and stuff like that at her crib. So amazing. And as far as the Carl Payne, I actually didn't really get a chance to work with him personally. I saw him at a radio station. I was with another artist, and it was funny enough that it was at that same radio station that London was at. But the person I was filming for ran into him And I was just having a conversation with him, man, and just, got a quick little clip from him and, stuff like that. And a lot of people are cool enough to do that.
Right.
And shout out to those people, man, because that helps people like me, like the content, for instance, Drea Michelle, super cool, super dope, got everything going for her, and will take the time to see me standing all the way over here with this camera and stuff like, and blow me a kiss or something at my camera.
Right.
Thank you. That is gonna really be a good highlight for my video. I appreciate that because you didn't have to do that. Yo Gotti, you know what I mean? People like that just do it, you know what I'm saying? Just do a little one of those for the video really helps out a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they showing love for real.
Okay, try to give him something to play with, please. That stuff really helps, man. It goes a long way. Even Fab, I shot the Buddha remix video for him, the verse that he did on that song.
Yeah.
At the pool party, at the mansion. He was just pulling up to the party. He was like giving somebody his cell phone. It was like, all right, let's record it. I was like, bro, please, just let me film that. Like, I got you. He was like, oh yeah, I already know. Again, shout out to Mr. Ruggs. Like, that's his homie. He was like, oh yeah, I remember you from to the other thing. That was like the second time I worked with him. And he was like, all right, cool, let's do it. And then I was like, oh shit, let's go. And then we shot that right in front of the crib. Big ass mansion, which is another dude who I used to work with. I ain't gonna drop his name because he'd be kind of a little different about stuff sometimes. But no, his name's Blizz. Shout out Blizz Outlet. But yeah, man.
So how did you get to the point where like you knew your worth and like you could set your prices and be like, okay, yeah, I know I'm worth this much?
Portfolio. Once you start building a certain portfolio, because I think about what's on my page. I haven't posted in a minute because just trying to give it some space, man, trying to step back, reinvent, get caught up on some stuff, things like that. But the portfolio, man, once I looked back and I'm like, yo, I got some pretty cool stuff and I can see how far I've come. And what's on my Instagram is honestly probably only like 10% of what I've done. I've done countless more videos for other people. Like, for instance, the London B. Watt video, it's really racy. So I didn't put that on my page because I was like, you know what? But I might bring it back and throw like a little snippet of it. But I'm talking about like some whips and like the mouth ball things. And I'm like, I already get a little bit of flag from some people, including my fiance. Sometimes she be like, okay, nigga, let me talk to you about this right quick. This big old booty, this one, 789,000 likes. Yeah, I take that down. If you like that sometimes, y'all think it's all good to get, oh, this nigga so lucky. Nigga, you know how many strippers try to cuss me out and shit? Like, it's like, yo, it may seem like it's all fine and dandy and stuff, but sometimes it's cool. But, working with females and stuff like that to that capacity, you don't know what it's like behind the scenes. You're like, yo, you the luckiest nigga in the world. Not when this girl keep looking at every single shot and angle, and I don't like this, and I don't like that, and can we change this, and can we change? It's like, oh my God, I never want to see that booty again, ever. I don't want to see it. Don't. You're making it too difficult. And I keep it professional. Like, all the females who work with me know that. But at the same time, sometimes it should be annoying. But, portfolio is very important. Looking back and seeing, what you've done and the wedding stuff too, man. I love it. I filmed the wedding for my aunt in Jamaica the year before last. And bro, epic drone shots and like, because that's my other side of my family's from there. My dad's from Jamaica. So going out there and stuff was already dope, but to film that and to be a part of that and the way she did it, crazy. Like, she had 3 dresses. She had like a wedding dress, then her reception dress, then her like evening, and they were all amazing. I had them all hanging up and had this view from her hotel room, like out to the ocean and shit. Like, yo. And that stuff ain't even on my portfolio. When people ask about stuff, because they usually get a gist of what I've done and say, I know you can do this. Like, you can do it. My 5-year-old birthday party. I know. Because I see all this stuff. How much do you need? You know what I mean? So that the portfolio, bro, you gotta have that because it gotta speak for itself. Like, for instance, what you call social proof. You see London B just saying stuff and shouting me out. They give me a little bit of bump up in what I could bring to the table. And they go a long way. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Like, this is a big plug for a lot of people out there that's trying to get out there. Don't always worry about charging people for stuff. I will still to this day do something for free. If somebody hit me up and I felt like it was worth it, and I still do get people be like, hey man, we're just looking for some assistance or some interns. And all right, well, show me what you got on your end. Oh, that's you and Diddy? Yeah, what time you need me to pull up? Like, I'll do it.
Right.
But you and your friend are shooting a music video, nigga, sound like you're trying to get something for free.
Yeah.
Not doing that. But London, it's funny because I reached out to her before I knew about the show she was on. I just reached out to her like, hey, if you're ever looking for a videographer, let me know, stuff like that. Honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be straight up. I think I accidentally sent it to her on accident. Because I, for some reason, I thought she was somebody else. For some reason, I think she was in a picture with somebody else, and I tried to message, but at that point, she had already said, "Oh yeah," I think it was a couple days later or something, and sent the thing to her manager or something like that.
Right.
And they were like, "Yeah, we don't really got no budget." And that's the other thing. Like, stop thinking everybody got all the money in the world. Yeah, they on TV and this and that. And even if they do, that doesn't mean anything. You got to build up your own work. So yeah, I went to the radio station with her for free, and guess what came from that? A really good relationship working with her. The chaotic situation came from that because they saw a video that I did. I mean, photos and stuff that I took of her with their product. And they reached out to me. And guess what else is crazy? They reached out to me, I think, maybe the end of 2019. I had reached out to them in 2018 and they never responded. I had been reached out to them. They didn't even see my message. I was like, did y'all see the message on Instagram? He was like, no, what message? I was like, what the hell? How did y'all? He was like, oh, we saw your work with her. Guess what? I did that for free. And since then I got paid for projects, but she another one. I don't ask her about no money.
Right.
Just hit me when you got me, because the relationship goes a lot further. You know what I'm saying? So everybody got to think about that. Know when it's time to do something for free, because these people know their worth too. Nigga, I'm about to put you on, like, bro, you better. But that only goes so far. It's like, okay, bro, I know you charging like all this money for these shows. Like, you gotta, you know what I mean? Especially when they hit you. When they hit you, you get into that point. Because if you got to reach out to them and all that, it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Cool, whatever. Go do it. But the second they hit you up, like, yo, I need somebody to film something for me, man. I got this thing going. You need me. I will be there. But we gotta, hey, you gotta hook me up with something, man. You know what I mean? So, because you coming out of your, whatever you got going on, editing, whatever. So, know your worth and know when it's worth it to, move around. You know what I mean? Charge more or less. Because some people will be like, man, I don't never pay that much for this. I'm like, do you want to do it or not, man? Because, and I explained it to them. I don't get cocky or nothing with it because I respect that. You shopping, you know what I'm saying? And some people are like, you know what? All right, man, let's go ahead and do it. We're going to do it. We're going to lock it in. Don't be afraid of that, because sometimes when people say yes and you actually ask for what you really wanted, best feeling ever.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, for real? Like, y'all ready? Okay. And like I said, I know people who got it. I'm talking about big bags. And you can't come at them with that because they got that money for a reason. They're not just throwing it out, handing it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still, like, even if you see them at a strip club throwing out $10,000, you can't be like, shit, I'm about to charge $1,000 in. No, you're not. You're gonna be your ass at home. You better go ahead and do it for that, whatever he's trying to do, and just build that relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you were saying, like, it helps like build that social proof too. So like, although you may not get paid for that job, or they might not get a lot for that job, you might get paid more because somebody else seen that and then get another job. Like, I feel like especially a lot of millennials, we get caught up in like, oh, I need my money. Sometimes you got to do stuff for free, and then you gonna see that tenfold down the line. So I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah, get your credibility is worth more than money. Make sure they tag you and stuff. Make sure you got that arranged. Like, if I'm gonna do this for free, bro, make sure you tag me. And also put a little, little stamp, a little watermark on it. Like, if you heard my tag, Shot by Fame. My fiance did that for me. You know what I'm saying? She's from London, so she got, British accent and stuff like that. And I did little graphics and stuff for her. But again, my, audio background, that was easy for me to put the little effects and the glitches and all that. And people see it all the time and want something like that. She does voiceover work too, so they hear that and see my tag in her portfolio, like, oh, I want something like that. So that brings me into play. They want me to edit. So I'm like, nigga, I'm not doing the same exact thing for you that because another thing they always want her to do is the Maybach music kind of tag. And I'm like, I mean, whatever, she can do it, but then I have to go in there and like chop it up and slice it up like that. But I'm like, that's not original. Like, come on with your own thing. Yeah. But make sure you branding yourself as well. Like, make sure these people tagging you because, yo, I ain't gonna lie, that's a slick little punch in the gut when you trying to come out here and you trying to build your name up for visual stuff and people don't tag you.
Right.
I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, why are we the last ones? And it's different. I'm not trying to be egotistic about it, but why is it like hair by this person, dress by this person, makeup by this person, food by this person, sweeping by this person, driving by this person, you know what I'm saying?
Breakfast by this person.
Video by this person.
No, that's true. That's true. I always see the
you wouldn't even be posting this if I didn't do the video. Nobody would have even seen any of that stuff. You've been talking about it.
That's true.
So why am I, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to say I got to be first, but come on, man. Like, it got to be some sort of like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Method to it.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, like, come on, like, we gotta have something figured out. Like, bro, why I still don't get that. Flowers by this person. Yo, I'm trying. Socks by this person.
This man start coming.
Where did they see all of this stuff at? In my video that I did. You know what I mean? Like, you paid me to do this stuff. I'm like, damn, man, look at
right.
Most definitely.
People, because sometimes they want to see, you know, where it came from. It's like, for instance, I know y'all done seen this too, but you get online, you start going through Instagram, you see all the pages that be stealing all these models' pictures. It's like, who the fuck is she?
Yeah.
Like, she's somebody. Tag her. Nobody give a fuck about your little fake ass, goddamn scamming ass page. Like, see people in the DM. What's her at? Because they either want to go follow her for whatever, maybe reach out to her, maybe want to work with her, whatever. But come on, bro. That ain't even cool. I hate those pages.
Yeah,
I hate them.
You see him often. You see him too many times.
For real. Like, they done tagged 3 other fake pages, so now you going to the other ones like,
wait, hold on here. I'm lost in a maze now with these fake pages, bro.
So now she 30 different people on another page. Highlight curly head beauties or whatever.
Come
now
on.
I'm confused. Like,
that's funny.
I don't want to get nobody credit, bro.
Yeah.
You got to get it, bro. You got to go for it. I done reached out to some people like, bro, come on, man. You ain't going to tag me? Okay, cool. Like I said, it's the same mentality. Either next time I know, I got to really make sure this person tags me, or B, you know, don't work with them. Right. They ain't trying to let you shine. And these people selfish too, bro. They want to keep you to themselves. I've had conversations with people like, you know, you can't if you gonna shoot here or you gonna shoot everywhere. Because if you're gonna do all of that, then I'm like, what? You trying to put me under your thumb? Like, you trying to say like, it's crazy, bro, because they don't want everybody else to be, you know, lit too and blowing up too, you know.
Right.
Which I understand, but come on, man. You ain't paying me enough for that.
Yeah, like, and that's the biggest thing. Like, I can understand if you trying to be like that, you coming with the check, but like, if you just trying to be
with that, if you pay me a certain amount a week to pull up and do multiple things and keep my workflow going and stuff like that, and if I find something else, I'm gonna do it. Or if you specifically pay me, like, hey, how much extra do you want me to pay you to not do any other things that are in direct competition with me?
Right.
If I got a car shop, you're not doing no more car stuff. How much? Okay, cool. We can talk about that. But to just nigga think you got me in your pocket, like, that's crazy.
Nah.
Like, you gotta get your credibility, man, for real.
I was gonna say, you real quick, Darcy, you tapped on a lot actually in talking about this, brother. I've always thought of, because I like how you're saying, videographers, photographers always get the very last cred, right? And it always just seems like it goes by unnoticed. And I was gonna ask you, do you feel like that's carried across the industry? Like, that's the motto, is that there's we are more valuable as the talent than you are, and I could just go find another one, so you either gonna do what I say or you not. That is,
in a way, that's kind of true, but I think it's not really that. It's more like the artist's ego is very fragile. Right. They want the attention for themselves. You hear it on beats. Niggas got to put their tag on the beat 100 times and people still rapping on it. It's like, yeah, we in the club, purchased this beat today. So made this beat. This nigga did not buy this beat. We shopping in the club. I got all this money. He did not buy this beat. It's like, yo, y'all just don't want to get nobody no credits for the beats, not the videos, not the pictures. they don't want people coming in and feeling like, they're trying to harness something. They don't want to feel like somebody else can just tap into it too. Like,
right.
Oh, her video dope. I'm about to get them to do my video, stuff like that. So, it's sad, man, but people don't want to give up the plugs. There's another really big designer in Atlanta. Shout out to Exclusive Game, but he one of the people that's unstoppable. And I'm gonna post some content with him too. We went to Rick Ross's house because what Exclusive Game does, he builds these custom clothes and everything that everybody wears for Fab, for everybody. He actually plugged me into some situations too. But I had some of the most one of the most terrifying moments with Exclusive Game. So he and Rick Ross bought these Hummers. I'm talking about real, like, not no soccer mom Hummers, like some real Humvees.
Yeah.
And he put legit Louis Vuitton leather seats in these Hummers. Like,
okay.
Real deal.
Okay.
He hit me up like, yo, I need you to come meet the Rick Ross crib. He want my seats because he and Rick Ross are really good friends, and Rick Ross be buying all type of stuff. So he was like, I gotta take the seats out of my Hummer, put them in Rick Ross Hummer. Basically, he was like, no, I need them seats, bro. So we went out there to do that. This nigga drives. Oh my God. Like, I'm about to have an anxiety attack. Nigga, he riding down the street in a fucking camoed out metal Hummer. It sounds like a school bus. Like, it ain't nothing cool about this shit. Yeah. No doors on it. In the not the HOV lane, the emergency lane down the highway. And this nigga running over mattresses, boxes, homeless people. Like, this nigga, I was like, I got a video. I will send you I'm gonna send y'all all this. Anybody think anything I'm saying is exaggerated, nigga, I'm not exaggerating. Bro, the lane is like merging because it's a lane coming from this way. We about to merge and we in an emergency lane. He pulling right in front of people. Meanwhile, this nigga is texting and fucking but his work ethic is unmatched, bro. I ain't never seen nobody work ethic like that. But back to the story I was gonna say, somebody wouldn't plug him in. Like I said, people want to keep stuff to themselves. It was so dope because he was like, he was in China. He was on the back of a scooter. This dude is riding a scooter. He in China. He a designer, right? He be buying thousands and thousands of these like scarves, spending all this money on these scarves, and he make clothes out of them. So he on the back of this moped in China on Instagram Live. Somebody taps in and was like, "Oh, what up? Such and such." She was like, "Nigga, don't come on my live, bro. I'm out here getting to it. I'm finding my own plugs. I asked you about something. You ain't never tried to plug me in, nigga, so don't come on my live." I was like, yo, that's dope. Yeah. That nigga straight put his ass on blast because people don't want to share these. They try to hoard everything, bro. Your work ethic is going to determine what you do with it. I can give you I can take my whole camera shit and drop it off somewhere at somebody's house. That don't mean they're going to do nothing with it.
Right.
Nice.
You can lead a horse to
water.
water.
Stop worrying about people trying to take something from you, man. Give these people their credit, because the way you make that person feel after you give them their credibility is a lot better of an outcome than you blocking people that you don't even know you blocked. Like, you don't even know who you stopping from getting your connection. You just being selfish as hell. Not putting nobody else on.
So as we start to wrap up, one question that I got for you is, what value do you want to bring to others when they book you?
First of all, it ain't no wrap up. I got too much more to talk about. So I'm playing.
We keep it going.
Yeah,
we keep it going,
bro. So the value, would you say the value that I want to bring to people through my work?
Yeah, when they book you, both.
Oh, so the value that I feel like I want to bring is like dependency, like knowing that you're gonna tell somebody what you want and then you can go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Right. Give me the time, the date, the deposit, the details, and I ain't got to talk to you again until after I send you the video. I ain't never got to talk to you again. Like, that's just, I ain't here to hound people or nothing like that. Like, if you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know and why. And then, you know what I'm saying? That's it. But I just want people to feel like, cool, I feel comfortable. Like this one artist I got a video with in a couple weeks. She reached out to me and she was like, honestly, I didn't even know. Like, I was still trying to figure it out. My dad was like, I don't know if you should be going down there trying to shoot videos. You don't know people. And, but I talked to her on the phone multiple times so she felt comfortable. I emailed her back and forth. I texted her, like, whatever it's going to take, to feel like, all right, cool. I think this dude, is legit, because I had some people, come to me with, you hear the horror stories and stuff like, oh, I paid somebody, they didn't do it, or, stuff like that. But that's really what I want from people, is to know I'm working with somebody I can feel free to communicate with, tell them the truth, let me know if you ain't got a clue as to what you're doing, because people do that all the time. They're like, bro, I ain't never shot no music video. I'm nervous as hell. Like, whatever it is, or I don't know no locations, or I don't know nobody out there. Like, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna figure it out for sure.
Yeah, that's dope that they will be able to come to you and you be able to provide that guidance, because a lot of people feel like they got to figure it out on their own, and having somebody that can
or they got to pay somebody else to do it. So now you got to pay 4 or 5 people. When if you have me do something, like, I don't see. I do like 6 different job titles, but I really only see it as like maybe 1 or 2. I see filming and editing, but you know, I'm coming up with the concept. Yeah, we can say, you know, I'm the, you know, director or the
creative
producer
director,
or the I'm doing all this stuff, but I ain't really breaking it down like that. Oh, did you need me to do this? It's another fee. Did you need me to do that? It's another fee. Like, I'm not, you know, that's not my process, because I don't want that to get in the way of my creativity, because it's gonna put a block. Like, nope, you didn't pay me for 5 locations. I can't think of anywhere. I don't know. I'm just like, bro, let's go to the bridge, or let's go to the wherever. You want graffiti? Go over here. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I've always been like an open book to people who I feel like would appreciate it. But if somebody just be like, hey, nigga, where you shot that one shit at? What all them graffiti shit? I don't know. It was on my grandma how she moved. So
somewhere.
Like, hey, nigga, what you charge? Like, what the fuck?
Get out of here with all that.
It has to be a relationship where it's just like we still conducting business at the end of the day. So like, you gotta come correct.
It just gotta be the approach. Like, hey, your work is dope, man. And I got a video. Like, it's my first time shooting a video, man, and I'm trying to find something dope for my cousin. Like, you think you could tell me? Yeah, Alex, give him a banana or whatever he asking for. Can you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what it is. Man, I'll tell somebody my whole camera setup. I've done that. I had a long conversation with people who, those are my favorite people to communicate with, because I feel like I'm giving some value to somebody without like trying to bust them over the head and be like, hey man, you know, I got a little, you know, little fee for consultation. If you, no, bro, I'm just gonna tell you, because I know how much that's gonna help somebody out and appreciate it. Because like I said, I didn't really have any influence in this field. I had to go out there. I had to drive around the city or walk places or see something like, yo, what is that? Another thing, look on Google Maps, bro, from your house. Just zoom in, be like, yo, that looks dope. Pin it, mark it, go to it, figure it out. Is it a fence there? Oh, well, you fucked up. You can't go over there. Go over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, figure it out. And that stuff builds up over time, because now you have a lot of different places in mind. Like, okay, you want to do this? You want to do that? You want to go here? You want to go there? Are we doing smoke bombs? Are we doing fireworks? You know, however you want to do it. But another thing, you got to make sure people are safe, because I've had some people that's like, yo, I want to shoot something that's like in the hood and this, that, and the other. And if I feel like they the kind of person and the song is good enough, I'll set it up, but I'm not bringing everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I also do not tell people to go places that I'm not gonna be there. I wouldn't do it. Like, you'd be like, yo, we need like a hood kind of spot. I'm like, no, bro, because if you go over there by yourself and something happened to you, then I can't be responsible. But when I go over there, people are like, oh, what's up, bro? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? I can do that because I've been over here doing it. You know, it's like people don't want people just moving in on their shit. Like, try to take advantage of it. It's like, nigga, who the fuck are you? What are you doing, bro? They'll take your shit. Like, for real.
1,000%.
Come over there, hey, bro, as soon as you say that, what y'all got going on? And ain't no talking your way out of it or trying to run or no shit. No. Like, you being questioned, like.
Better out of our answers.
Yeah, you better say something. You can't say no names. You can't say no nothing, bro. It's like, all right, cool.
I feel that.
Cause I did. We definitely see that in LA. Like, you gotta watch where you going, and like when my friends be coming out of town, like they be like, "Oh, I want to go here." Like one of my partners, he was just like, "Yeah, I'm trying to go to Watts." Meanwhile, it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, "Dog,
for what?
You want to go to Watts? You want to go to Watts, but do you want to come back?"
Yeah, like, and it's just like,
how long do you plan on staying? For real. Have you really got a burial plot?
Yeah, I mean,
it's just knowing time and place. Yeah, knowing time and place and having that respect,
man. Especially out there, bro. Like, nah, you ain't doing all that. My nephew been living out in LA probably about a little minute now, maybe about like 12 years or something like that. And it's funny because I haven't even been to California, period. But he started telling me how it was, and he was like, yeah, like even as a kid, him growing up, he was like, yeah, man, you gotta like certain areas. You got people be like, where you from, cuz? Or you know what set you with
All
it?
the time.
He's like, yeah. He was like, they got this gang out there. They be like, neighborhood. I'm like, neighborhood? What? Like, what is that? But you know what I'm saying? It ain't like that out here. Like you got, you know, like gang culture and stuff like that. But there, like, nigga, that shit, yo, that shit is like, I can't even explain it, bro. That shit is not even a. Yeah, that's
shit.
real
It's
shit.
real.
Like,
It's real, bro.
I mean, but I feel like it's the I feel like it's the same everywhere. But I feel like it's the same in everywhere in the terms of like you just got to be mindful of your surroundings and like.
Oh yeah, that for sure.
Yeah, and not going nowhere looking for trouble.
It ain't always about like the gang per se,
right?
But other places, but there it pretty much is. It's almost like driver's license, passport, gang affiliation. Like shit is like
where your grandma live.
3 things you must have. Yeah. Fuck when you stay with your grandma. Like it's real. Like it's a real thing. You gotta, you know, have that respect across the board for sure. Wherever you go.
We real quick, we had a question in chat. Somebody asked how's COVID-19 affected your. How has your filming process been through 2020 and I guess moving into 2021?
Due to COVID, man, I ain't gonna lie. Like first, I was shook, bro. Like I didn't want to go out. I went into survival mode. I ain't gonna lie. I had a couple guns, but now listen, I got a lot more. A lot more ammo, like all that stuff. Like you know. Because I'm like, I don't know where this stuff is going. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. It had me shook because, you know, I got family. I got 3 kids. You know, I got twins, I got 2, and I got a 6-year-old. So I was like, yo, what's gonna happen? Like my, you know, career involves me going out. Like I gotta go out. Like, what are you talking about? Like shit is shut down. Like, yo, Atlanta was looking like The Walking Dead. Like, pun intended, because that's where they filmed it. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, this shit getting real. Like, there ain't nobody out here. Like, this shit crazy. So that shook me at first, man. And I was like, not knowing where stuff was gonna go. But I'll tell you what, there's a company called, well, it's a few different ones. One of them is called Envato Elements. That's a really good website. Then there's another one called Artlist, which sells stock music, and another one called Art Grid, which sells stock video. I went and bought those. A lot of people don't put their money into those because they're not, Envato's month to month. The other ones aren't month to month. You got to pay for the year. And I think I dropped like $600. But what I was doing, I was taking stock footage, editing it, and using the music from both of those. So now I got the rights to this stuff. Right. I got the rights to the music to put it out. I got the rights to the video. And I was making videos for companies without leaving the house. I had people, you know, hit me up saying, hey, we have this type of business or whatever. I would just go source all these different videos, pictures. My fiance does voiceover work, so it ain't nothing for her to come in here and do a little script, and I can charge them a little extra for that. But that allowed me to work and not have to worry about leaving the house. I was like, yo, this, like, it sparks so much more because these websites, the footage is incredible. Like, you need crime scene footage, you need whatever you need. Like, it's incredible stuff on there. So I went into that mode because I was like, I don't know if I'm leaving the house, because I mean, I was legit shook. Like right now in Atlanta, like after that, you know, stuff kind of started opening up, and I know a lot of places were shut down, but in Atlanta, yo, shit was open. And I still kept my distance and stuff. I never caught anything, but I've been around people that did catch it, and I was like, yo, I was just with them for like 3 days going to these clubs and stuff, but I don't drink and, you know, smoke hookahs and all that. If I do anything, I'm gonna do it at the crib, but I don't be out there sharing stuff and dapping and rubbing my lips. You know what I mean? So I try to keep my space, but I never got sick. But at first, the COVID stuff, you know, when all the clubs and stuff shut down, that's the reason I feel like Onyx, the strip club, shut down, because they were still kind of opening and, you know, not really abiding by what they was telling them, and places got shut down. So it was like, man, I don't know what I'm about to do. I was doing a few videos here and there for people that I knew that was being safe, but you know, now it's at a point where it's like, all right, cool, people moving around, less masks, and you know, I'm just not as shook as I was before, because before stuff was shutting down, the unemployment stuff. Yeah, bro, I was like, yo, I need to prepare because I gotta protect my family, because I don't know what's going on. Then of course, in the midst of all that, you got like the Black Lives Matter stuff going on. You got people just acting crazy, and we live in the South, bro. Like I live in the South, so it's like, bro, if you ain't got no guns and shit ready, you ain't got nothing because
Right.
you don't know what you about to run into around the corner. Somebody pull up in a big fucking SUV or some shit with a whole bunch of shit. You're like, damn, man. Like, catch you off guard or something. So, but my main focus was to protect my family, but also keep my income in check because this is what I've been doing for the past 3 years. So you gotta be innovative. It ain't all about just shooting. Like, if you're an editor, go download that footage. You know?
Yeah. I like the creativity. I think COVID brought that out of a lot of people, bro. You know what I mean? Like you, shit shut down or just circumstances changed, and some people sat there and were like, well, damn, and then other people sat there and they were like, well, what else can I do? Or how else can I get out?
Yeah, it was like 3 ways. Either one, you like sidestep, which is what I did. I'm like, all right, fuck this. Let me figure out what ways I can get in here. Another one, some people was like, yo, I don't gotta go to work anymore. Like, this is my opportunity to try to pursue my passion and like learn some shit and watch tutorials and whatever. And you got the other people who just gave up, who was just like, it's the end of the world. Like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not about to get sick, and I'm not about to just made a bunch of excuses and just completely dropped out of the race. You know what I mean? So you got to roll with the punches, bro. Like, if you going, it's not about what you do. It's about what your mindset. Okay, cool. I can't do this. Then I'm gonna come over here and figure something out. Because my thing is, I don't want to go back to working a day job. I ain't worked a day job in like 4 years, and I don't want to go back. I can't do it. It's gonna be a creativity killer. I'm not trying to go back into it. I don't want to talk about it. I had somebody try to hire me doing videography for their company full time, and I was thinking about it. And it's funny because I didn't. Hold on, my bad. I didn't really go into it with that in mind. I had somebody who worked there, like, yo, you think you would want to do some videos for the company? I'm like, yeah. I mean, you gotta do exotic cars and stuff. I was like, yeah, man, I'll come. He was like, I'll set up a meeting with you and the owner. I didn't know I was walking into
an interview.
Yeah, a fucking job interview, bro. This nigga asking me where I see myself in 5 years. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Yo, this shit, it was crazy because somebody else was in there. I'm like, all right, yeah, they asking a couple of videographers. Obviously, I ain't like, but I'm thinking I'm just gonna chop it up, pull my phone out, show on my Instagram some videos that I did, maybe set up a little test shoot or something like that. Yo, I'm in an interview. Like, he asking me all these questions. I'm like, so what would make you like, nigga, I don't know. I thought I was just the only person y'all had up here to talk to or something. But yeah. So when I left, the few days, I was like, yo, man, I wonder if I'm gonna get this thing, you know what I'm saying? Because that would be kind of cool if I had something that, full time, and then I could do other stuff. And I found myself mentally already preparing them. Like, man, I wonder when I'm gonna get paid. Nigga, I'm counting on the paycheck. They didn't even tell me I was gonna get. Like, that's that state of mind that having that job will put you in. And I'm like, man, well, I can't do stuff like this. And if it's too late, I won't be able to do it. Like, I like the way my schedule is. I can move around whenever I want. I can wake up and go to sleep when I want. My son, my oldest son, been homeschooled from day one, not since COVID, not before the COVID stuff even came up. Like, you know what I mean? So that's the best part about it is we got that freedom. I don't want no day job, bro. I don't. My son, he's not like, he doesn't understand, like, I gotta wake up at this time, do this. Like, he can go with me wherever he wants. He can meet people, hang out. Like, he got that free-flow life. You know what I mean?
Right.
School can institutionalize you for sure.
For sure.
Neighborhood.
Definitely.
No, hey guys, don't.
Good.
Hey, so we started talking about neighborhood, cut. Me, I was talking about my neighborhood.
Yeah. Come on.
Subdivision.
Come on, bro. That was funny.
What you mean, bro?
That's so funny, bro. Oh,
right.
All right. So where can people find and follow you and plug all your stuff so people can?
Yeah, man. Really, just on IG, man. At ShotbyFame. That's the main place I'm at. That's the best place to hit me. I reply to DMs and stuff like that, and I'm working on my YouTube. It's one of those things like, you so focused on one area, you leave something else. Like, I had one artist be like, bro, you don't got YouTube? I'm like, I give the artists their videos and let them post them. I don't want to take away from their views.
Yeah.
You ain't got no YouTube? I was like, all right. That was a eye-opening kind of thing. So what I am gonna do, it's stuff like this. I have some little, you know, just talks on camera, just telling people, giving people advice and stuff like that on how to do certain things, answer questions. I am gonna go back through a lot of the shoots because one thing, I have every single clip that I've ever shot. I mean, I got hard drives. So I'm gonna set these things up like the 2 Chainz story. I'm gonna show the footage and I'm gonna tell the story. And you know, all these little things I talk about, I'm gonna, you know, have some footage behind it. So if you follow me on my IG, you'll see I'm gonna start posting the videos and the links to it and stuff like that to have you know, people just go see these videos and just get influenced, because you gotta think that pool party video that I did, that epic ass video, was like a 4 or 5 hour event. I posted 2 1-minute videos. Wow. I got so much more footage, like from that, especially that I can walk people through. I can edit a 10-minute video, you know, out of that. So I got so much more, you know, content stuff that I haven't put out because I've been filming at club after club after club after club for years, and still got all that footage. And all everybody really wanted was a 60-second video, because that's before like IGTV and stuff, you know. So it's just like, hey, 60 seconds, that's all we can post. Like, that's all we need. But yeah, hit me on IG and holler at me about whatever.
Cool. Well, Fame, we appreciate having you, man. Like, you dropped a lot of gems on here, shared a lot of great stories and stuff. And we can't wait till we come down to Atlanta. We gonna come down there and mess with you, and we got to get you out to Cali.
Make sure y'all check in first, though. You feel me? Need to make sure y'all good. Y'all got to get our passport out the bitches, man.
Tap in
bring that Nipsey Hussle poster too. You know?
Tap in with your boy.
Yeah, for real.
Well, appreciate you. We'll appreciate you, Fame. We gonna connect with you offline so we can make sure we stay in touch and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man. I appreciate what y'all doing for everybody after, you know, and before me. You know what I'm saying? Because it give a platform that people can really check into and learn a lot and get that experience, because that's where it starts. Like you don't know what you don't know. So you hear somebody else tell it, then you like, okay, cool. They give you some more perspective. You take that spin and, you know what I'm saying, put it on your own thing, man. So big ups to y'all for doing that.
Man, well, yeah, we appreciate you. To everybody that's watching, thank you for tuning in to In My Zone. We'll catch you later.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.
Oh. That was great. Zach, I'm sorry, bro. I was gonna ask it, and then Darcel just kind of we ended it, bro. But I think he was talking about his 2 Chainz story. Onyx was to answer your question. But yeah, man, I appreciate all you guys tuning in with us. Thank you so much. We will be back next week. We have a look on our calendar here. Let's see, we did. Okay, so next week we'll be back on Saturday on the 13th. We'll be interviewing Brittany Williams. So for all of our creative writers out there, yeah, tune in. We'll appreciate it. Other than that, I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you guys from Blink Social, from us to you. Thank you for rocking with us. Support our crowdfunder. Appreciate it. Let's meet that goal as well. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you.